Men and women from Britain, the Commonwealth, and our European allies like Poland and the Czech Republic stood side by side during the Second World War.
I was 16 years old when the Second World War started. And I remember it very, very well. We arrived by Liverpool, landed to England, and I've been sent to the Falding War, 300 bomber squadron stationed there, and I was put to work on the flying control, which I directed plane when they were approaching.
Thousands of bombing raids were launched from Lincolnshire's airfields in World War II, flown by men from the RAF and from the Polish Air Force too, like 300 Squadron, who were based just 40 miles up the road from here. Boston today is home to people from Poland and from Britain too, living side by side, and it's important that we remember this history that we all share.
Children were given poppies, and at the back of the poppies they wrote lovely messages. Some of them were poems, some of them were prayers. They wrote them as well as in Polish and in English to all who fought for countries, and to say thank you to them for all what they did for our freedom.
There were 2.5 million soldiers from pre-partition India fighting alongside troops from Britain, Africa, the Caribbean and other parts of the Commonwealth.
I didn't know that there was so many other countries that came together and helped us do this.
A lot of the experiences that, for instance, the Caribbean community were sharing with us, it hit home. Those were experiences we had in our own communities.
Today's event is inspired by the Indian Comforts Fund, which sent care packages from Britain to Indian soldiers on the front line or in prisoner of war camps.
In the war years, when these dear soldiers must have received these, it must have been a joy and a real treat for them.
Good way to get everybody in their sort of more playful zone so they could contemplate and really feel connected to each other.
So many people don't know how many nations were involved helping the Allies, especially in the Second World War.
We have a chance to meet and exchange our history, our past, and very often we find out that that past somehow has something in common.
It'd be great if we could do this every year. As an annual event, and certainly as a biannual event, would be a lovely thing to do.
Learning about our shared history can bring people together because we were all in it together. We were all fighting together.
Remembrance Sunday does feel more relevant to me now because I can actually relate and I can look into my own history.
If only people realised, then yeah, I think our Remembrance celebrations would be very different.
Very, very important to remember and remind all the younger people nowadays how it was.
People like myself who have done their share, we should never forget them. It is our duty for those who are here today to remember those who are gone.